Hello everybody, my name is Barbara as well, and I'm going to share my action research project with you. I'm going to talk to you all about it for about 8 minutes, and then I'm going to show a clip of it, about 5 minutes of the full video is about 12 minutes, so it's too long. So I'll just show you 5 minutes to support the research. So I'll start off with my background. I'm a nurse. My background is in nursing. For the last 25 years I've worked in the acute healthcare services, and I currently hold the post of the patient flow manager at Beaumont Hospital. My responsibilities at the moment are to ensure that a balance exists between the demand of patients awaiting admission and the bed availability to accommodate those patients. And that balance relies entirely on effective collaborative discharge planning, and that's key to patient safety for all of our patients and also for hospital efficiency. So, on embarking on this Masters in Education programme, I looked at my observations and concerns and the reason why I took on this research question, which is the creation of an educational video to enhance collaboration and the practice of discharge planning in acute hospitals. So these are the reasons why I looked at this as my research question. So as we all know, in the media at the moment, there's a huge emphasis on trolley waits and patients awaiting admission for care. So Beaumont is one of 8 hospitals responsible for the highest number of trolley waits nationally. So we're working continuously on a daily basis to improve that. There's a lack of awareness in the front line and in the clinical areas of whose responsibility it is for discharge planning. Some see it as the medic's role, some see it as patient flow manager's role, and some see it as the nurse's role. So when in fact it's actually everybody's responsibility who's involved in the patient's journey. So discharge planning is not seen as a priority in some areas, particularly in the emergency department, where clinical need of patients would absolutely override a priority for discharge planning. However, in the literature, discharge planning should begin on or before admission to hospital. So there's an imbalance of this capacity versus demand, and that's hence our trolley waits. And then the current healthcare environment is quite challenging at the moment. We have lack of resources, lack of funding, lack of staff, and lack of time. So that leaves a gap between service delivery and education, where service delivery takes place of priority over education. So it's looking at these concerns and seeing what I can do on the ground to improve this practice, hence my research question, creation of an educational video to enhance collaboration, which in turn enhances discharge planning. So I used the action research as my methodology for 3 reasons mainly. First is because it is similar to my nursing background, where you would assess patients' care, you would plan for their care needs, implement the plan, and then reevaluate where necessary. It was also attractive for me because I was going to be central to the research, and I was in the middle of the action. And also it's in line with something that I feel very important is collaboration and participation of all involved in the patient's journey. So I chose the educational entrepreneurial approach as well, or the EEA approach. It allowed me to use my new skills, my new technical skills. It also is underpinned by the values of care and excellence, which are similar to my nursing background as well. And I have a high regard for collaboration and involving all perspectives in the project as well. So the risk-taking part there as well, that allowed me to, under a lot of pressure and in stressful situations in healthcare, to push this project as far as I could safely to ensure that best practice was adhered to. So like the other presenters, this approach, they've already explained, has 4 stages, and each of these 4 stages are underpinned by constant analysis and reflection throughout. And that's well documented and journaled in my learning journals throughout this process. So in the explore stage, I explored 3 key areas. One was the literature around discharge planning and collaboration, and they were the 2 main key themes that came out of this. And that provided the theoretical framework for my research. And I've just highlighted 2 areas there with regards to discharge planning, which is patient safety, which has been a huge learning for me and for others from the feedback that I've gained. And also the 9 key steps, because this is what I used to pin all best practices on throughout the whole video itself, and you'll see that later when I play the video. I also explored myself, what I feel is important. Obviously, my code of conduct from On Board the Alternate, I'm responsible for collaboration, quality, best practice. But also myself, I have a very practical, pragmatic outlook, and my ontological perspective is what works and what's going to work, because I'm not going to use it if it's not workable in the practical area. And also my personal values, which the main one is inclusiveness. I also explored the culture in my organisation, and it was in my first year of the master's programme that I created an educational video on safety huddles. And for those of you who don't know what safety huddles are, they're like Connor's Penguins. It's a group of staff together working towards patient safety, ensuring patient safety in a situation. It's a 5 to 10 minute stand-up meeting regularly in the front line. So on examining the culture to create that video, it's been very positive SWOT analysis, and we have everything in order so to support this research. So I had no doubt that I had full support of the culture behind me before I took on this piece of research. So it's on reflecting on all that data from the explore stage, and also on the lessons learned from creating that safety huddles video, that I was able to move this research forward. 2 main themes that I did have to give high consideration for was the ethical considerations and confidentiality, particularly in healthcare with relation to patient confidentiality and information about patients, and also the risks involved with that. So I had to put measures in place to ensure that they were adhered to. So the create stage was the fun stage for me. I really enjoyed going behind the camera and getting everybody. That includes physiotherapy, occupational therapy, nursing, huge input from nursing, huge input from the non-consultant hospital doctors, both on the wards, in the emergency department, and the clinical director himself. So it's getting everybody involved in that and bringing out what they thought was best practice. For example, the physio, she just wanted hers on the stairs, because that's where she makes her decisions to discharge patients. So everybody thought about their own practice, reflected on their own practice, and brought it into the video as best practice. So the performance and the feedback, I completed 4 iterations of the video, and like Barbara said, there was loads of editing and loads of footage taken and loads of it thrown away. But after the feedback that I'd gained from through emails on my e-learning journal, and also the video itself, what everybody thought needed to be as best practice. So after 4 iterations, I finally had the last iteration to show. So the transformation then has been huge for collaboration. Links that already have been existing in place, which have been with primary care and acute care, have been built on and strengthened, and also communications with the interdisciplinary team and experts in the field in the National Bed Managers annual meetings. My learning has really benefited from this. I have new technical skills. I also learned stuff about discharge planning that I didn't know, and I still, that I use every day, and also my personal development as well. And others' learning has been quite significant in a lot of feedback that I've got from students, disciplinary team, including primary care as well, and including a patient themselves. And the Learning and Development Department and the Nurse Practice Development Unit, but I should have put you up there as well, I'm sorry. And also the organisation. From an organisational perspective, the Huddles video that I created last year is currently being used for induction for all new staff to the hospital, and this discharge planning video is intended for the same reason. And also we've just last Tuesday had a nurse recruitment drive, and we had completed a nurse recruitment video to support that as well, which will be on our website shortly. And also we have just recently completed a footage on safety walks, which are will be implemented and rolled out this year throughout all healthcare services in the country, and the video footage taken in Beaumont will be part of the toolkit to support that. So the recommendations from this research is that video is a tested and proven alternative in the healthcare environment currently, and our conclusions are that yes, it has enhanced collaboration and it has improved the practice of discharge planning. It has impacted positively on my learning and others' learning in the healthcare, in the acute healthcare services, and it can align service delivery and education. So, and there are future plans for it in our hospital. So that's it. I'm going to show you now just 5 minutes of video which will support collaboration, communication, and improve discharge planning, and also the patient safety issue as well. Step 4. Work together to provide a comprehensive service user assessment and treatment.
So you're doing daily physio with her, is it at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there would be, Joseph's wouldn't be a better option, would it, in terms of more intensive physio, or is she too young for that?
She's too young,
Right.
but I also think she's too good at the minute.
Fine.
Like, she's progressing very well at the minute.
So have you an
Since she started
estimated
with
date of discharge?
Step 5. Set a predicted date of discharge or transfer within 24 to 48 hours of admission. A treatment plan is documented on the Plan for Every Patient board. The predicted date of discharge is represented by the green triangle. Step 6. Involve the service user so they make informed decisions and choices.
So have you any questions for me, Pat?
Well, I was just wondering, it seems a lot to be done to me, just with a collapse, and I can understand. I thought it was just a chest infection, but is there something wrong with me? The mind, the MR, is that something to do with the mind? Or?
Yeah, I suppose, there's different reasons for people collapsing.
Right.
Okay, sometimes it can be related to the heart, and sometimes it can be related to the blood flow to the brain.
Right, okay.
Step 7. Review the treatment plan on a daily basis with the service user.
Alright. So the plan will be, we'll do the investigations. The first one will be an OGD or a camera test of the stomach. So that's going to be done probably this afternoon down in the endoscopy unit. If we see anything bleeding, then we can intervene, and then we'll make a plan for your discharge after that.
I've been speaking to the staff in endoscopy, so around about 2:30.
Step 8. Use a discharge checklist 24 to 48 hours before discharge.
Although your OGD was okay, your stomach just looked a little inflamed, so we took some biopsies and we're going to bring you back to outpatients just to check your blood count and to give you the results of the biopsies in a few weeks, okay?
Perfect.
So in here is a prescription for some iron for your blood count, and there's a copy of the blood form, so get that done maybe a couple of days before you come back to the appointment, alright?
No problem.
There's a letter for your GP in there as well, and we'll send a copy to him anyway.
Thanks a million.
Now the second thing is your warfarin book. So here's your warfarin book. I filled out your dose for the next few days.
Okay.
And like we mentioned, the community team are going to come into the house and give you the injection,
Right.
and they'll check the warfarin, they'll get in touch with us.
Right.
We can change the dose, and when you're up at your normal level, you come back into the warfarin clinic, and then everything's back as well. Is that okay?
Here in the renal unit in Beaumont Hospital, we facilitate nurse-led discharge. This is to ensure that the patient is discharged early in the morning. To facilitate this, it is imperative that we have the appropriate documentation, such as the GP letter, the prescription, and the outpatient's appointment. Ideally should be done the day before discharge.
Step 9. Make decisions to transfer or discharge the service user each day.
So would we plan to let her home tomorrow?
Yeah, we can plan for it, and we'll see how she gets on today down in the gym.
So we'll aim for tomorrow for discharge for her. That's everybody.
Hello, my name is Gwen Regan. I'm Practice Development Coordinator with Public Health Nursing Service. So, what can you do to help us ensure that patients have a safe, appropriate discharge from your institution? We work in the community services, and we really want to work with you to ensure that all your patients can come home or to nursing home, wherever they are going to be discharged to, and everything is done in a safe manner, and that the patient is at the centre of this. The first thing you need to do is, when you admit a patient to a ward, plan when they are going to be going on discharged home from your ward. Contact the community services as early as possible in this process. We have primary care teams now, so we do have physios, OTs, we have a lot of services in the community that can help make this journey safer and more effective and seamless for your patients.
Patient safety is a key responsibility of all healthcare providers. Hospitals are not a safe place for people who are well. It is well documented that inefficient discharge planning, resulting in extended length of stays, negatively impacts on patient outcomes. For example, 48% of people over the age of 85 years will die within 1 year of a hospital admission. The longer patients wait in the emergency department, the higher the chances they will die within the following 7 days. According to the advisory board company, hospitals who operate at an occupancy greater than 85% puts patients at an 18% risk of acquiring a healthcare associated infection. And without appropriate discharge planning, that risk increases by 2% with each additional night spent in hospital. For patients greater than 80 years old, 10 days of a hospital admission is equivalent to 10 years of muscle ageing for that patient.